There is a story about two fish swimming along, and they meet another fish, another older fish, who's swimming in the other direction. The older fish nods at them and says, "Morning, boys, how's the water?" The two young fish swim along for a bit, and after a while one of them looks at the other one and asks, "What the hell is water?" There are usually two types of people. One of them is constantly blaming external forces and also blaming others for things that are happening to them, should it be good or bad. The second type is the kind of person who stops, takes a step back, analyzes the situation, and then makes a decision about what to do. Usually these are the people who make things happen instead of things just happening to them. For a very long time I have been the first type of person that I described before, mainly because I was relying on hope. I only hoped that things were going to get better instead of trying to analyze the things that I was doing wrong or incorrectly and trying to find a solution on how to improve my situation. I recently came across an episode from the Jocko Podcast, which is hosted by a retired Navy SEAL called Jocko Willing. The main topic of the episode was about games and different kinds of games that we are playing in our lives and different games that we are part of in our lives, and about most of us or most people not even realizing that we are playing a game. Today I would like to discuss two of the questions that I found most interesting from this podcast episode. The first and probably the most important question is, what games am I playing? These games could be the workplace, the school game, the relationship game, the friendship game. Which of these am I a part of? It's easy to not recognize these games because we tend to focus on them so much that it's not obvious that we are in a bubble, we are in a ecosystem. There are different levels in this game. There are also different participants in this game. And people tend to be so focused on this little game that they don't realize that there are other, hundreds and thousands of different games that can be played and are being played simultaneously. So this is not the only one. Another game or ecosystem might be the workplace, for example. There are different co-workers that you are working with. There are different bosses that you have to respond to. The most important thing is that there are levels to each game. You have to realize that there is a system in each game. The second question, this will be multiple questions, but the main question is this the game that I want to play? After you ask this question about whether it's the game that you want to play, then newer questions arise from this. Like, what are the rules of this game? How can I win this game? Is this really worth my time? In the game of sports, for example, if I'm not a professional athlete, is it really important that I train 30 or 40 hours a week or win the Champions League or win the Olympics? In the game of education or the school, is it really important how good of grades or what grades that I get? How much I study? Is it deteriorating or is it causing my other, maybe more important games to suffer because of this one game? In the ecosystem of relationships, should it be a friendship or some romantic relationship. There are, again, different layers or different questions that we have to ask from ourselves. What is the aim of this whole thing, this whole relationship? Does the other person want me to win? Does the other person support me? Do we have mutual respect for each other? Do we have our goals aligned? Am I happy to spend time with this person or spend time improving this relationship? Or would I be much happier doing something else? If you, the person who's watching this video, has had enough of relying purely on luck and hope for things to change or things to get better, then my suggestion would be to grab a notebook and start journaling, start writing down these questions that I mentioned before. Writing things down is the first and probably one of the most important steps when it comes to analyzing things, and it's simply just getting it out of your head and seeing it externally, and then you can think about it as a different thing. Then you can detach from the whole situation and make a decision for yourself. I believe that most of the times writing things down is a bit better than talking through these different problems with another person, because usually, or not usually, but almost 100% of the times, you are the only one who can make a change. The other person can tell you their opinion, but at the end, you are the one who makes the decision and you are the one who executes and makes the change. I encourage you to follow these steps that I discussed in this video. I hope that it wasn't too long, and I really hope that it helped you make a change in your day-to-day life, and I really hope to see you next time. Thank you very much.